All right, so we haven't been at this for a few weeks, and I did want to ask you about the psionic thing because that's where we left off. But before we get into psionics, like psychics, remember I was like messaging you, and we were like talking about like psychic people, and you were talking about who's that guy,
James Randy.
magician? Yeah, James Randi. Yeah. So I do want to get your take. Have you watched the whole psionic thing at all?
I watched
Like
the first, not the 6 hour one. The other guy, the
six
first,
hour? What?
the one you
Like
sent me
the
later. I didn't watch that one. The first guy, remote viewing, I guess.
oh with Sean Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't watch that
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh, damn, I didn't know that was 6 hours. I just sent you the episode. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that was pretty long then. Okay, anyways, but you saw at least the guy, like the one who's on the program.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Before we get into that, I want to like talk about something else, not related to UFOs.
Sure.
Kind of maybe related to UFOs. How's the audio though? By the way, I don't know if you're like kind of loud. It says like
No, I think it's fine.
in my headphones. All right, cool. We might get interrupted by an Amazon delivery because they failed yesterday, and then they're gonna jump if
Oh yeah,
if
yeah. I
our
saw that
internet
email.
lost.
I was supposed to send it to you. Right.
Yeah, I was at the gym and like I couldn't get the bars in, so I was trying to let them in, and then they're like, "We're just giving up." I was like, "Oh, damn. All right, fine, whatever." But anyways, it's not about Amazon. So, um, I was thinking about this a lot recently, and I'm like, "This is so real." I don't know if you said it or if like Joe Rogan said. I think maybe Joe Rogan, and then like I brought it up before, and you're like, "Yeah, that's true." And then I was like, I messaged Wob about it, and he's like, "Yeah, that's true." As you get older, you become more conservative.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I think I said that a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. So I'm pretty sure I heard like, or maybe it was you who said that, and then Joe Rogan's talking about like how jujitsu people are very conservative and all that, And I was like, that's kind of weird, but it's like because jujitsu is so like yes or no, like either you can do it or you can't do it. Kind of like rock climbing. It's anything meritocracy based is very like conservative, okay? But when we think about conservative, like what do you think about like when I say like, oh, as you get older, you get more conservative. Like, what do you think that means?
It
Like, what is
depends
your
on.
interpretation of that?
It depends on. I think on specific topics. So if it's like about money, I think that makes more sense. It doesn't mean about social stuff. Like let's just say like healthcare. I think that you're probably a little bit more liberal on.
Okay.
So it just depends. I think it isn't like an average. You just get more conservative, but that depends on what you're talking about specifically.
Okay. Totally agree. Okay, because I would say like, because I've been examining my own actions, and I'm like, as I get older, I am becoming more conservative, but not in the terms of like oh gay rights whatever. It's like no
Yeah,
like
no, no,
theater.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's more just like how you live your life.
Yeah.
It's just more like I don't know. I guess when you're a kid, it's like nothing matters. Like money doesn't matter, and like who cares about this job and like whatever. But then as you get older, you're like, wait, those things actually really matter, bro. Like how you manage your money really matters. Like
Mm-hmm.
the job you have really matters. And like it's such a conservative value to think in that way because like UBI,
Yeah.
right? Like I was such a huge proponent of UBI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's how we're going to save the world. And like 0 point energy, like we don't need any money and then we're going to get rid of everything. And it's like, if you did that, you would actually make the world more lazy. Hear me out. Okay. So, because like, I know that's like, people are like, no, but I'm poor, bro, blah, blah, blah. Have you heard of Dave Ramsey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's like very famous. We just stumbled upon him, and like Tara's been like binging him, and I'm like really obsessed. Like we will literally, it's a talk show, right? So like they'll call in and he'll give them a solution, you know,
Yeah.
and like we'll actually watch that at night, just like in conjunction with like reality TV. Sometimes you just put it on because like it's almost like reality TV. You hear about people's lives, you get all the tea, like I'm in debt
Mm-hmm.
because of
Mm-hmm.
this, and like oh I'm struggling. I have 5 kids and like whatever. But when you listen to that thing, it's like bro, people are making some bad decisions out here.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
and making money is not going to solve that. How do I know? Because there are people on that show that are like, I'm $200,000 in debt. He's like, okay, how much money do you make? They're like 150,000. He's like, oh, you could solve this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh, even if you have lots of money, you'll still spend the money. Like you could be making 1 million, but you're spending 1 million to 1,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
right? And that's a conservative value where it's like, bro, if we just gave everyone UBI, they'd probably spend UBI plus one.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Just think about what happened during COVID and the money that was
Okay, okay.
given.
Like people were hacking the system.
No, people were just spending money when.
Oh, right. Yes, dude. Yeah. No, 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 no. True, 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 true. It's like you'll hit up like the Gucci store. Now I have like an extra $2,000.
Yeah,
It's like, bro, you don't really need that.
yeah. The whole point was to help you in this tough time. But now you're just saying, "Oh, it's extra money. I'm just going to spend it on something." What?
Right, exactly, dude. No, for real though. For real, that is like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've switched sides on that thing because like just hearing the stories of people, I'm like, no, that's the majority. You remember the movie In Time?
Yeah.
All right, so we watched that again, and I was like, oh, this is it. Like, if you give, there's so many lessons in there. Like, he gave his friend like so much money, and then his friend killed himself drinking to death
Hmm.
using all the money. And it's like, dude, people will do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think we don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, we have two epidemics in Western society: obesity and financial debt. You
Hmm.
have infinite access. Like, I can go do it all you can eat right now and gorge myself. And I can also take out a line of credit for like $100,000 and max that line of credit.
Hmm.
The access to food and debt is so high, and it's just like we just don't know how to manage both.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? You agree?
Yeah.
And it's such a mind blow. It's like, dude, I don't think this is the move. I don't think we should just like give everyone free everything. Like it sounds so negative, but like the optimist in me was like yeah, you should give everyone it. But then you hear the stories and you're like, dude, that's an obviously bad call. Like there's one person who's buying like a car a month. You're like, what are you doing, bro? Why are you buying a car a month?
Hmm.
That says like that's like hints at a deeper psychological issue. It's not about money, bro. It's just like why are you taking out all this
Sure.
like lines of credit to buy cars? You
Yeah.
know? What are your thoughts?
Uh, well, I would just say whatever the study would say. I would run a study and see if that's actually the case.
Like with the UBI thing or
Yeah.
no, but not even all right, so if you even check ChatGPT, you're like, how many people are living paycheck to paycheck? And he said like 80%. And I thought it was like money management, like what's coming in is not coming out. You know what I mean? Like if you no doubt cost of living is so high, okay? But it's also the decisions that we make and the prolonged gratification. Because if you listen to Dave Ramsey, it's very basic. His
Yeah.
slogan is common sense is weird.
Hmm.
And it's like, and broke is normal. And it's like, that's so true, bro. Because nobody's just thinking in terms of like, what is the most obvious thing to do and just like do that thing.
Yeah.
He's like, just don't. He's like, we move at the speed of cash. If you don't have the money for it, don't buy it. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, I could take out loans and stuff. But then the other flip side is like, I wouldn't have this computer, you know? Like, there were points where I was like, well, I need this computer to upgrade my skill. Or like, if you're going to school, it's like, okay, I need like school debt, you know?
Hmm.
So like, maybe it's like both the system and like us. But I just don't know if like, is there like a happy medium here or something? You know? Like his is very extreme, like move at the speed of cash, which is great. It totally makes sense. But also like there are times when you just don't have the cash on you. But then it's like, why don't you have the cash on you? Maybe it's like your job. Maybe you should upskill your job. Like take on more hours.
Yeah. Right.
Because when he's like telling people how to get out of debt, he's like, you just need another job and then just work really, really hard to pay off this debt. And once that debt's gone, like you can start investing and blah blah blah. Right? There's like a sequential method of
Sure.
how to fix your life. And it's so obvious and basic, but it's like people were never taught this, or like we don't have the discipline or desire for it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you find that to be the case as well, or am I just like,
Oh no, I understand that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
do you think there's a middle ground for like getting into debt and then like maybe if like there's a way to pay it off?
I
I'm
think
not
it
sure.
depends. Yeah, I'd see it. It's about. I think you sent me that one that they did for student loans.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but what would be interesting is like, what are they actually studying? Like, are you looking into the thing that you're studying into that makes sense? If you're gonna get into debt, that would make you the money, the ROI,
Okay.
return on your investment,
Okay.
based on
Okay.
what you're
Okay. Okay.
studying.
Are you ready for this? So, so conservative values. So the reason why I'm like, oh, I think I'm more conservative is because the more we listen to Dave Ramsey, we're like, oh, I agree with that. But he's like a conservative.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So like he's like a Christian and like
Mm-hmm.
believes in like all the conservative values, right? And the thing you just said about like, well, what's the ROI? Technically, he'd say there is no ROI, like whenever you're going to debt. But he also has a line where it's like, don't get a degree in left-handed puppetry. And it's just a joke for like, you have a junk degree, bro. Like, what are you going to do with that? You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is a conservative value. It's like we have all these people now going to like school for like, I'm getting a degree in like, I don't know, um, the way paint dries. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the most random degree, and it's like, what are you gonna do with that, bro?
Yeah.
And that's how they get you. And it's like, yeah, you're so right. Like yeah, people are going to debt, but debt for what? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, if you're going into engineering, well, there's a return
a
on
lot of
that. That makes
engineering jobs.
sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally, totally.
It's not with
But then you're
the
using
engineering jobs necessarily. I'm just saying like the payout, right? What you end up
yeah,
getting makes more sense than because you're the debt that you're going into. So if you're going
yeah.
into some, as you said, paint dry degree, then like, when are you gonna get that money back? Like, what kind of job is that, right?
Did you watch the documentary?
Not the whole thing.
Okay. Did you see the one where they're asking the kids why they're going to go to school? It's like a
Maybe a
round
little bit.
table.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
remember
so
that.
there was a point where the guy was like, I just want to go to school because, like, the university and pay like $100,000 per year because I want an experience that everyone talks about. And then the guy at the round table was like, wait, what? You just want that experience? And he's like, yeah, yeah, because I'll have memories that'll like last with me forever. You're like, bro, you're going to be like $400,000 in debt for memories? What are you doing?
Right.
But it's like that. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you doing this? And then the thing that they were pushing in the documentary is like, how we were all sold that if you don't go to university, you don't get anything, right? But like people who went to college were able to pay off all their debts. They're able to get jobs, like trades, you know? Like there's
Hmm.
no unemployed. One thing I can't remember if it was in the no, it wasn't in the doc, but he said this on a podcast. It's like there's no baristas who are plumbers,
Hmm.
right? Because
Right.
like you need plumbers, bro. You know, all these trades jobs are like they make a lot of money and they're like
Yeah, they're in
they're in
demand.
demand,
They're in demand.
right?
Yeah.
But like how many people with like a paint drying degree do you see at Starbucks,
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
right?
Sure.
Bro, it's crazy. And I don't even think it's like the system anymore. I think there are like ways you can game the system and the people that fell into the game got gamed. I think that's all it was.
Hmm.
Like because he says like it's so bad that what we're doing and like the way they set it up they can create like all these loans and stuff. So basically he was
No,
talking in the doc, remember, yeah.
yeah, no, I understand that the loan stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. But again, it's like what you're studying, like that. Like, I think when I was
you
looking
made
at,
you made the choice.
yeah, like when I was looking at the what to take, it's also like, what kind of job can I get after after this? This is not just with
Yeah.
me; it's also with your parents helping you with that, with those
Yes,
decisions.
yes, dude, for real, for real. And I think that if you're a first generation kid, it's fine because I have this like discussion all the time. It's like, well, people who like it's a toss up because like if your parents were here before, then they had like an understanding of money. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Hmm.
this is how the game works. But if like let's say your parents come from India or mine from the Philippines, it's like I kind of give them a pass because you didn't really get the game, bro. Like you don't know. Like there is no heavily like indentured way of living in the Philippines or I don't know India. Do they have that where like you could just go massively into debt? I actually just asked my cousin like are credit cards a thing in the Philippines and he said yes. But like that's now. I'm talking about before when like our parents were
Oh, no,
younger.
no, yeah, it's the same thing probably before. Yeah, there wasn't
Like
like
they
credit
needed
cards
money,
were
right?
like not that big a thing back then.
Right, exactly, exactly. So like I think that the Like to me, they get a pass because it's like you didn't really get the system. But like for us, it's up to us to be like, wait, let's make the correct decisions now that we've grown up in the system. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like my dad always says, like if he was born here, his life would be so much different now because like we had the opportunity of like learning the system as we grew up into it.
No,
Like
there's
he
so
was
many.
born into it.
Yeah, there's so many things that like we don't realize the privileges that we have, especially with the
Mhm.
internet that we grew up with, right? Like before, like my manager was talking about the story. It was like people complaining about work or whatever it is or finding work. But like now you can apply like 1,000 jobs sitting at a
Mhm.
computer, right? Before you're looking at the paper for in the classifieds
Yeah.
and going in person to give a resume.
Yeah.
And if you don't
Totally,
have a car, you're taking a bus around. How long that's going to take?
bro.
It
I
was
know.
way different back then.
Yeah, but maybe it's the comfort. Maybe that's why the conservative people are like, what's going on with the new generation because it gets more comfortable every generation, right? And by making it more comfortable, you made like the kids more lazy. You know, it's like, well, like the guy, right?
Sure.
You had to
Yeah.
really want it to go around with all those cars and like whatever, right? Like drive around
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
drop off all the resumes. But like now it's like just like open up Indeed and just like apply, 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 right?
Yeah.
But like it's so easy that we're like, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But
Like maybe
like,
it's so comfortable.
I get it. But it's like it makes sense. Like if people complain, then it makes sense.
Complain about like how hard it is to find a job or what do you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And it's just like we don't have the fire anymore. We're not faced with reality, and that's why I think like jujitsu and climbing they create like maybe not climbing, but jujitsu for sure they create like more conservative people because like you have to put yourself in the hardship and then like understand how to come out of it. But like there's no hardship now in our life. Like there's really nothing hard,
Hmm.
like physically hard, like truly hard. Like study for exam, yeah, that's very very hard, mentally exhausting. But it's like it's not hard in the sense of like you have to walk 8 miles to school and then study and then walk 8 miles back, do your homework. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, it was so much harder. Now we have remote learning. We can like learn from home, which is
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And like maybe that's that's very liberal. You know, it's like, dude, it should be more equal and free. It's like, or we should weed out the people that don't really want it. You know,
Hmm.
but is that negative? What are your thoughts?
Well, what does that mean? Weed out? Like
Like
they're in the
yeah, that
society.
sucks for you. Like you know, people are like they're all like sad and like indebted and like all that stuff. It's like maybe that's okay.
Hmm.
I truly was like so like oh everyone's got to have like we got to get rid of debt. We got to like get this 0 point energy so that you know there'll be no more poverty in this world. And it's like, but maybe it's not Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me reframe because like when you go to like Mexico and some or something or like the Philippines and you see that level of poverty, it's like well you're born there. You can't really make a change. You know, like it's very very hard for you to make a change, right? Or no, not really.
Well, what do you mean by make a change? What does that
Like
mean?
to like somebody who was like born on an island in the Philippines, like you're gonna become a millionaire in your lifetime. Like how? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the chips are stacked against you, bro.
Sure.
You know, so like I don't mean that kind of poverty because like that kind of sucks. Like if you are, I think we should get rid of that. We should get rid of like unfair advantages, but I think we should still have something where people can climb to the top.
Hmm.
Because there's certain people that will climb to the top, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's important for people to do. Like communism, where it's like everyone gets paid equal and like whatever. It's like that's not really the move, though.
Hmm.
Because I was thinking that as well. Because remember, I was like, well, maybe we should just be communists so that we'd all like share the money. Nobody gets really. There's no like wealthy and poor. But it's like you do kind of need people to like strive for something, and money is the only incentive that will make us like strive for things.
Yeah. It's capitalism.
Really though, like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds so negative. But it's not. It's like
It's not
really
negative.
like
It's not negative. Because if
Yeah.
if you can't, if there's nothing to
That's a
change.
conservative value, though. We'll go conservative now. You know what I mean? Like,
No, no,
that's
no. This is
conservative.
this is the a basic understanding of capitalism. Like if you need to have some ideas or different ideas to like an issue to solve. That's what generally what how capitalism works.
Yeah, yeah, okay. And then we like pool like whoever has the best. Like think of the stock market, like
Best ideas.
IPOs,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like you're like, hey, that's the best idea, bro. I'm gonna put my money to help
Hmm.
you out.
Hmm.
That's capitalism, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
And people are like, oh, but the system's run amok. It's like, or they've just figured out the game and they've been playing the game longer than we've been playing the game.
It depend. No, no, no. See, it's not about the systems run amok. It's about regulations. It's that's the part where it needs to be controlled because you can have where what it means by regulations is like true capitalism is like actually like people having an equal battle with each other kind of thing. If someone is putting more money in to somewhere else to get their own way or like passing things that would be like detrimental to your competitor, then it's not really
I see what you're
a free
saying. I see what you're
capitalism
saying.
world, right? You've now created some other system in that way.
Right, right, right. Like the hemp and the paper mill.
Yeah, yeah. Or even before, like we got to
Cheating
have
the
probably
system.
green energy a long time ago, but that was like
Yeah.
I think that was yeah with peanut oil and you need
Yeah,
to use
yeah. It,
alcohol, so banning alcohol, like those sort of things. Like that's not creating free capitalism.
so so what Stephen Greer was saying is that if you release, he put out a like a PSA, bro. This guy's going balls to the wall. I
Hmm.
think because he said he wrote a statement for the president and the president hasn't been reading it, so he read it like and he's like public service or he's like state special announcement from Stephen Greer or something like that, and it was just basically like we know for a fact that we have reverse engineered technology, releases zero point energy, whatever, whatever, right? And it's like what he was saying is it'll breed a new economic system. And I was like, maybe, but I guess you're right because it's like the real issue is the regulation, the cheating, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like let the best idea win. That's it.
Hmm.
That's true capitalism. Let the best idea win. It's not
Yeah.
about like rigging the system or like, oh, I know this person's not gonna pay you to like make sure that this regulation doesn't go through so that your business idea doesn't, go
Hinder mine. Yeah,
whatever.
kind of
Yeah,
thing.
hinder mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, capitalism. We do need to just like focus on let the best idea win,
Hmm.
which is like again a conservative value, right? But
Sure.
it is though, you know. Okay, check this out. Check this out. If all right, I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you let me know if this is right or wrong. Okay, if I want to be a millionaire with 7 kids, 5 cars, but I also don't want to go to school to learn how to become a millionaire. Do you think that's fair?
Is that fair?
Yeah. Like, do you think that's justifiable? Like, you're like, if I don't want to work hard to like get a degree and then become like an optometry friggin' surgeon or something, but I want all of these things. Like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have 5 kids. I want 2 cars, whatever, whatever. But I want to just get the minimal paying job that's the easiest for my mental
Oh, yeah,
state.
like communism type. So it's you.
Sure, maybe. No, I'm just like ignore the communism, but like, does that logically make sense to you?
No, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But I'm telling you, I know millions of people, not millions. I know basically tons of people who think like this.
Oh, okay.
Right? No, no.
Right.
Like, think about it. Right? It's like, but maybe it's just socioeconomic because I went to a socioeconomically poor high school, right? And it's just like all of them wanted like to be millionaires with these cars and all that, and it's just like, but you guys aren't studying.
Yeah,
I
like
was
how do you
like, I don't
how
care
would you
about
get there?
that.
Yeah, how do you
That's what I'm
get there? That
saying,
was the
right?
question. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And then like I wasn't like I'm gonna be a millionaire, blah blah blah. I was just like I'm bored with school. I'm gonna do some art, right? And then now like my job is my art, right? But like them, they're just like, and then what do you want to do? I don't know, but I'm skipping class. I'm like, who? If you skip class, you're not going to get a good education. If you don't get a good education, you're not gonna get paid well. If you don't get paid well, how are you gonna become that millionaire with 7 cars and like
Hmm.
7 kids and like 5 cars? You know what I mean? Like the math isn't mathing.
Yeah.
But the liberal in you would be like, yeah, we should all have equality and like blah blah. But like the conservative in you is like that math ain't mathing.
Hmm.
And as we get older, like when we're kids, we're like, yeah, that's cool. Like, yeah, we should all become millionaires. We should all have whatever we want. And then like as you get older, you're like, you can't have everything you want.
You're right. Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily like a liberal thing. What is the definition of liberal?
I don't know, but like it's always that kind of
No, I think
that's that's the
that's like
kind of
far.
person, bro.
Yeah, but like that's like far left wing. Like that's not liberal.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. For example, all right, this is a weed's legal now, so it is what it is. So like, I go into the weed store, and there's a girl with pink and yellow hair, sugar tattooed. Great lady, nice lady.
Sure.
Sugar tattooed on her neck. Says sugar.
Yeah, yeah.
Snake tattoos on her hand. And I'm like, hey, what's the best bud here? Whatever, whatever, right? And I'm like, leaving the store. I'm like, how are you paying your bills?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. But it's like, but she's voting liberal. She's not voting conservative.
No, they're voting NDP.
Oh, touche. Okay, but you know what I mean. Like NDP is technically like liberal. Like that's like, if you say NDP, you're like a bit
No, they're
conservative.
not. They're not liberal.
Okay, so what's NDP? Like, give me a breakdown on that.
Liberal is more, or NDP is more left wing.
Oh,
Like
more left wing
They
than
would be
liberal,
UBI. They would be UBI. I don't think liberal is UBI.
brother. And I'm like, okay, but you're like working here at this thing. Like, you got a side hustle, you got another job. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe we should go to school. Maybe we shouldn't have got that neck tattoo that said sugar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? So it's like you just
Yeah.
want your cake and you want to eat it too. And I'm just like, that is weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is a conservative value. It's like me saying that, she'd be like, damn conservative. I'm like, I'm just saying. Like, I have tattoos too, but like, I'm not getting them on my neck that says like sugar. That's weird.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like that kind of mindset is like maybe she's immature. He's like, you haven't seen the world, but she looked pretty old though. So I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah. That's right. Mm-hmm.
is it, or maybe it's this: the more you pull yourself out of poverty, the more conservative you are,
Sure. Maybe.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is, because like you start to see different sides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at this I'll say like an affluent party yesterday, and it's so funny because I knew we were going to that party, so I was like, okay, let me like cosplay a little bit. So I like broke out I haven't put it away yet, but I broke out my like really expensive watch. I broke out like my ring that's not silicone. I put it on, and then we're at the party, and I'm like, oh, none of you guys are wearing that, and I'm like, oh, it's people who are in an old like a poor state that they think that like, oh, we're all just gonna flex at this party,
Yeah.
but then you go to the party and you're like, everyone's wearing an Apple Watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're affluent because they don't care about that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I was like, I should have just worn my Garmin, because they'd have been like, oh, that's cool, that's cool. Like it's a their focus is more utilitarian,
Mhm.
whereas like when you're in a lower socioeconomic state, your focus is more of status.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, I'm not poor. Like my watch, hey, bro, I'm not poor.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it's like they don't even care about that. They just assume like your money's in like the stock market or something. Yeah, you didn't pull it out because blah blah blah.
Right.
Right? And it's like, huh? I think we have it all wrong.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean? It's like conservative, and like maybe conservative is not a bad thing. Maybe like peacocking is like the stupidest thing to do. But when we were younger, like we always wanted to peacock, you know?
Yeah. You got sold the idea, but that means you don't have money when you spend money on that kind of stuff. When you don't, at that time when you
Right.
don't have the money to do it. Right.
Or they see that and they're like, oh, you're making so much money that's like an excess. You're just like, didn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's like, who's got that kind? Basically, what I'm saying is like when you walk around, and you see people with like a, like I was at the gas station. There's this like gangster looking dude with like this crazy Gucci top. Okay, and either you're bad with money, or you're a drug dealer. Which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And they're like, oh, that's like stereotypical, whatever, whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm around these affluent people, and nobody's wearing Gucci. They're wearing like, there's like more top brands. This is during my phase. I broke it out again because I love this thing. So like, this is a Bottega watch, Bottega wallet. Okay,
Mhm.
and the thing about this is it's a pattern, so you don't even know this is expensive unless you know the pattern,
Right. Okay.
and that's what they're wearing.
Mhm.
It's like the things that we wear, which is like like Gucci, Louis Vuitton. If it has the label, it's like, oh, you're trying to flex on me.
Yeah. 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 Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, if you see this, you're like, oh, there's no name. But you see the pattern, you're like, oh, that's a good pattern, bro.
Mhm.
I know what that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we are sold like rappers wearing all that bling and all that like Gucci stuff, and then you see like people at gas station wearing all that stuff. It's like, or maybe it's a knockoff. Who knows? Which I'm totally fine with because like if it's a knockoff, it's like fine.
Yeah,
But like, you know what I'm saying?
sure.
Like
Yeah.
we have our values incorrect. We think in order to become rich, we have to spend money to become rich, and it's like to become rich, you just need to save your money,
Hmm.
which is what Dave Ramsey said.
Yeah.
So common sense. He's like, people who want money just save money.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so true. He's like, don't spend the money if you want the money.
Right. That's very funny. Yeah. Very interesting.
Right? It's like
I
common
mean, very
sense,
simple.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like common sense. And he's like, I made million. He's like, I think he said he was a billionaire. Like in somebody asked him like, are you a millionaire, billionaire? He's like, I'm probably a billionaire. And then he was saying just like, yeah, I made all this money just like selling common sense.
Hmm.
That's it. You know, because we just don't have it in our life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on that before I jump more into like conspiracy stuff?
No, he's good at that. Yeah. Is that you only found him recently?
Yeah, yeah. We just because I don't even know how Tara heard about him, but yeah, we're hitting a different stage in our life. Let's just say. So now we're just like, what do we do with all this? And we're just like, oh, hey, there's a financial guy, and then you listen to him, and you're like, okay, that makes sense. He's like, the fastest way to get rich is to go slow, and like that makes sense. He's like, if you invest a bunch of money into like individual stocks, that's no different than gambling.
Hmm.
Have your S&P 500, like your staples. He's like all, and then I started to get fed my feed as like other wealthy people, and like I forgot who the guy was, but he's so rich. Like we know his name. I think he was like the Wolf of Wall Street. No, he wasn't the Wolf of Wall Street guy. I can't remember who he is, but he's like super rich, and like his videos like yeah, just invest in the S&P 500. He's like, no financial advisor has been smarter than the S&P 500.
Hmm.
Done. And I was like, oh, that's it? That's the secret? You just stock your wealth in there because you know it's a standard like 11% return. You can play like the other ones, like buying individual stocks, but like if they tank, it's like you just lost your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
that's more
having a
like
staple.
that's more like yeah, like your discretionary fund. I would say. Just
Yeah, exactly.
that's
Have
for
your
your
bases
own
covered.
play. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And that's kind of like I'm delved back into the affluent party because it went into conspiracies, and I was like, oh, this is really interesting right now. So they were like discussing their like stocks, and like what you're saying is like their own play. Like they can invest in individual stocks because to them it's like well, we already have our bases covered. So now we're just like, what do we do
Hmm.
with the extra? Like let me. It's basically gambling, is what Ramsey said. So they just like to
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know play, you know. Um, but so okay, so when we were talking, I was like, "Oh, this is cool, whatever, whatever." And then somebody brought up, like, I think because it was like July 4th, so they were talking about like America, and then they brought up the Epstein files, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. What do you guys know about it?" I didn't say anything. I was just like listening.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And all right, these people are affluent. Okay, they knew everything that I thought I was like fringe.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
like there's a time there where I was like, what you and I talk about, it's like, bro, we are like the fringiest of the fringe.
Hmm.
This is not true, bro. People with time on their hands, they're looking into this stuff too. And I
Right.
was like, oh, because you know, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
was like, I actually said like, hey, whoa, you're so tapped in. How do you know all this? And he's like, yeah, I read a lot of stuff, and like, but they're old, so they're not like watching YouTube videos on it. They're like reading into it, and he
Yeah.
knew stuff that I didn't even know. He's just like, you know, like Ghislaine Maxwell's dad is a Mossad agent, like how he died, and he was asking for all this money. I'm like, bro, I don't even know this stuff, bro.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, you know what I mean? And they're just like, yeah, yeah. And then I said, like, do you guys know anything about aliens? And they're like, yeah, I believe they're out there. I'm like, no, no, like in relation to the Epstein stuff, because I think they're all connected. They're like, oh, do tell. And then I was explaining free energy, and I was like, yeah, how like they have like it's obvious that somebody has cracked free energy. They're just not giving it to the public because they don't want poor people to become rich. Like you just level the playing field because then all the oil people are gone. You know what they said? They're like, yeah, that makes sense because throughout time there's been a small handful of people that have run the world who have lots of money. And I was like, okay, poor people and rich people are like, bro, we're all looking at the same thing. You know what I mean? Like you can have like really poor, weird people who are like on YouTube and like fringe, you know, looking into this stuff, which I thought it was. And then you have like affluent people that are saying the same thing, and you're like, oh, so we all know this? You know what I mean? I was like, I thought like you guys didn't know about it, and that's why like the world isn't changing. And you know what they said to me? They're like, "Who's gonna do anything about it?" And I was like, "You're right. We're talking about it right now, but like, what are we gonna do?"
Sure. Yeah.
And I was like, "You win, you win." I was like, "Do you think there's gonna be a revolt?" They're like, "Yeah, for sure, but it's not gonna come from us." I was like, "You're right, because we are affluent. We're not going to go to the streets and be like, stop the change." We're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna invest my money where the money seems to be going."
Yeah.
They're using it as like stock advice.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Oh, it seems like it's going that way. All right, well, I'm just gonna invest here." Like they were talking about like the chip bubble that's happened. That like they're foreseeing the chip bubble,
AI bubble.
AI bubble. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're like they're all selling their Nvidia, and I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." And he's like, one guy was like, "Yeah, it traded for $6, and now it's like 600. Well, obviously it's gonna burst,
Hmm.
because like you can't flood the market with people making so much return, so it's gonna go down. So now we're just selling it." And I was like, "Oh, dude, you guys are tapped in because you're financially like, what do you call it? Invested. You have to know about all these crazy things because this is where the world's gonna go." And like,
Yeah. It's more about trying to understand because people react emotionally. So
yeah,
now you have to understand what's happening in the world to know
yeah,
how people are going to react. Yeah.
right, exactly, right. So then you're like deep into like, okay, like it seems like Trump is tied with the Israelis, and I was like, bro, what are you saying? Like that's usually a conspiracy theory, like, but they're like, but yeah, and then now we know to invest in this thing because if this collapses, well, then we can go here. And I
Hmm.
was like, oh, I didn't even think about it from like a financial perspective.
Oh yeah.
I was just thinking of it like we need to revolt. But then they're like, who's gonna revolt? I'm like, I'm not. You're
Hmm.
not. So what do we do with this information?
Yeah.
Right? How crazy is that?
Hmm.
So like, it made me feel better because now I know that I'm not crazy. Just like the things I'm looking into, I'm just like, it's a little weird. But like, it also made me feel sad because it's like, I am like you guys. Like, I'm not gonna do anything about it.
Right.
You just know about it. You're like, yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Have you encountered that at all? Like similar, like you're like, oh, I didn't expect you to know that.
Uh, not that I recall. No.
Yeah, I think it's the people. Right. I think it's the middle who doesn't know that.
Hmm.
Like it's like you have like this is a general observation, the generalization. Like I'm probably oversimplifying it, but the pattern that I'm seeing is that the really poor people are upset with the system. So they're looking into it and they're like, oh, the system's corrupt. So they know all the lore. Then you
Hmm.
have the really affluent people who are also into it because they're invested in investing.
Right.
And then you have the people in the middle who aren't really playing the game either way. And they're just like, we don't know what's going on.
Hmm.
Because that's why I was like, bro, how come nobody does? How come? But then, like, being around these affluent people, I'm like, how come you guys know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And it's like, oh, it's because it's related to the stock market,
Hmm.
you know? Crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe that's it. It's like the war is waged in the middle. It's like voting. The people who are like far right, far left. It's like we can't change them, so we're just
No.
gonna
Exactly.
affect the people in the middle.
It's only the middle that can actually make the change. Really.
But it's like maybe that's why it's like they need to wake up or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. It depends. Those are the what do you call them? I forgot the
swing
non
states.
yeah swing states or swing voters. Yeah, they can go either way. Those are the
Yeah.
people that you got to convince.
But maybe that's why there's like a cultural awakening right now of like aliens, and like in the lore,
Hmm.
because like it's on the View, it's on the like. Why do you have to keep saying it everywhere? Because like you need to make it public knowledge. You need the middle to know what's going on. Because
Sure.
the one at the bottom knows what's going on. The one at the top knows what's going on. It's the middle that's like they're just going day to day.
Hmm.
There's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does
Right.
that make sense to you? It's like the ones at the bottom are like, we need to change the system, and they look into the system. The ones at the top are like, we need to game the system, so we're looking into the system. And the people in the middle are just like blind to it because like they're just like paycheck to paycheck.
Hmm.
Because those people aren't poor. Like I wouldn't say paycheck to paycheck's poor. It's like you have a way out, but your focus is stuck
Right. Yeah.
on daily living.
Hmm.
but like the poor people and the rich people both have time.
Hmm.
Thoughts? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Because I was like shocked. I was like, how are you guys so tapped in, bro? Like that was so insane to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, um, yeah. Okay, let's get into psychics. So, what do you think about the whole psychic phenomenon now? Oh, actually, wait, hold on, wait. I forgot. I want to tell you one more thing. Um, so one of the affluent people. All right, dude. Remember how I've been saying like the West is going down?
Hmm.
I was like, I feel like America's going to be down for whatever, whatever, right? They brought that up too. They're like, oh yeah, we're looking to like go east, and I'm like, thank you, because the east is where it's at, bro. And like, um, I was like, do you think America's done? They're like, yeah, yeah, for sure. Like the next like maybe 5 years, something is gonna happen. They're already breaking, right? And then I was like, well, what do you think about Canada though? I disagree with him on this one because I'm more hopeful. But I was like, what do you think about Canada? Like, well, they're so tied to the U.S., so obviously our economy is going to go down with theirs. It's just a ticking time bomb for Canada too. But I'm like, what about like the deal with China and like all this stuff? And they're like, yeah, but the time it'll take for those deals to come through is just too long. So it's like maybe in like later down the line, but like by the time America falls, like we're just gonna crumble with them economically.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm so hopeful in Carney. Like I don't want to believe you, but like I
No,
see where
no,
you're going with this.
I don't necessarily disagree with them, and I don't think that you can also. It's not bad mouthing Carney. Carney's setting us up for 10 years down the line.
No, no, that's what they were saying, but they're just like it's just too long.
Oh yeah,
Like
they
yeah,
think it's too long. Yeah, but it is. They're not. They're only looking for themselves, right? Like 10 years. This is going to be more like 10 years down the line, but this is more the future of Canada, right? They're look as a prime minister, you're doing that kind of look. You're not
yeah, totally.
right as a country. You're running a country. You're not running your own investments. You're running your own investments. It makes sense. You're going to look at 5 year, 10 year timeline where you're putting your money. That's a different thing.
Okay, yeah, fair. Like their time scales are a lot
Like
shorter.
it, yeah, and like it doesn't mean like okay, they're gonna go look at the East for those 10 years, and then if Canada's doing really well, they're coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. And there's one thing that I've been like really trying to get, which is like my dual citizenship. And they brought it up too. They're like, yeah, you need to. Apparently, it's so easy to get citizenship around the world. Like in Thailand, you can like retire if you have like 40,000 in your bank,
Hmm.
and then they'll just take you in as a citizen. I was like, what? But then like then you're in Asia, and then you can like hop around because now you're like a citizen of Asia. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like one of them has like a EU citizenship, and I was like, yeah, I'm looking to get my Philippine citizenship too. And they're like, yeah, it's good to have options. I'm like, yes, because if you're tied to like one thing, it's like you're just stuck here, bro. Like
Hmm.
you need to be able to be mobile. You know? Yeah, that's just
Right.
one thing. I'm like, again, it's like one of those conspiracy things where I was like, dude, America's going downhill, bro. Like, is anyone paying attention to this? And like, it's important to have options to have like visas and stuff. And they're all doing the same thing. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not crazy because like I really thought I was crazy there for a second.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, psychics. So we didn't talk about this because I was like, you guys are money people. I'm not gonna go like psychic on you. And
Sure.
then you're like, it's kind of weird, but yeah, they're more like tech, like nuts and bolts, like what can we invest in kind of people.
Yeah.
Um, so what are your thoughts on psychics now that you understand? It's not like a gimmick psychic that I was talking about, or you think it's still a gimmick? Because like with the James Ramsey, what's his name?
James Randi.
James Randi. Um, like I get it. He was like a game show, right? Actually, Joe McMonagle was on a few Japanese game shows proving this, where he was like remote viewing people and stuff. But it was like so old they don't have the YouTube videos on it. But like with the James Randi thing, it's a different kind of psychic than what like I think what you're thinking of was like psychic like gimmicky, whereas there like, do you understand what I meant when I said like psychic? Now it's more like a link
I don't
or
know what that
no?
means.
Like okay, so because you didn't watch Joe McMonagle, he breaks it down really, really well. And what he was saying is before we had language, we were most likely psychic because we were hunting together and we didn't know how to communicate what it is we wanted. We had to work as a pack, you know? But like, or call it intuition, call it something. There's something that we're doing, but we call it telepathy now. There's a communication. Like, I totally have it with Athena. Like, I'll look at her, I'm like, oh, you're hungry. And Tara will be like, no. And I'm like, and then I put the food down, and then she's eating right away. And I'm like, oh, I just knew you were hungry. It's like Joe McMonagle explains it like a knowing. It's not like you're telling me like you're not like, hey BJ, I'm going to the store. Like that's not what you're saying in my head. And yeah, you're communicating to me. It's more like, oh, I know you're going to the store.
Yeah,
It's like a knowing
sure, yeah.
and that's what they mean by psychic. So like that's how they're piloting the craft. It's like a knowing. It's like an intuition. Like I'm able to move my arm, but I'm not like arm up. I'm just moving my arm. So when they're piloting the craft, it's like I'm just intuitively piloting the craft.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's interesting. I would like to see it though.
What do you mean? Like see them
See it
do
in action. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like government, bro. Like
No, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
It's an interesting story. Like the only way to, how would I know to
Hold
prove
on.
it though, right?
Wait, but story. Okay, so like, cause, what do you call it? GSP had a podcast with Jeremy Corbell, and then GSP is like, oh, it's all anecdotal, and then Jeremy Corbell's no, it's witness testimony, because anecdotal is like, it's like, yeah, I think I blah blah blah, but like saying that you were a part of this program, that's witness testimony. That's different. We call it anecdotal because we don't want to like acknowledge it, but like, dude, you all said you're a part of the program, so how's that anecdotal?
No. Part of what program? Are we talking about
The
UAP program or are we talking about
Yeah, the
Psionic's
UAP
program?
The okay, so the government had a Stargate program, okay, a remote viewing program, using psychics to find things.
No,
Okay.
where was that? No. Did they have a hearing on that?
Yeah, they did. They did. They talked about it in the Congress thing, but they just said it quickly. But you had to know what you're listening for. They're like, yeah, we had a Stargate program. It's Project Stargate.
Oh no.
That's what Joe
So you're
McConnell
just
said.
saying? Oh, okay. So they were saying that they have a Stargate program.
Okay, no. They weren't saying it. They actually had the Stargate program.
No. That's not what I'm trying
Okay,
to say.
what do you say? Yeah, okay.
Was there someone from the Stargate program?
Yes.
Um.
Help it off. He
Okay.
started the Stargate program.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, that's not what I'm trying to say. Like someone that worked as a psionic on the
Yeah,
hearing.
Joe McMonagle. Oh no, they didn't put him in the hearing because they
Oh,
were
that's what
not
I'm asking.
allowing.
That's what I'm asking about. Like who
No,
is
no, they
in the
weren't allowing certain
hearing?
people.
Yeah.
No, they were being blackballed. They were talking about this. Like Jeremy Corbell was trying to get all these people on there, like Michael Herrera, who saw the craft in Indonesia, but they were blackballing a bunch of things. But they're saying it's because it's the shadow government that's like not allowing these people to go through um, in these hearings. You know what I said? Actually, I said this to them and to the affluent people, and they were like, so I said like, yeah, but they're having UAP hearings right now, and they laughed at me, and they're like, yeah, but the people that are in the UAP hearing are being paid by the people that are pulling the strings. I was like, true. So like, you're not going to get any information out because they're lobbyists. People in Congress lobby for money, so you're going to take like company money, like Lockheed Martin's money, to not let this person in there. I'm like, fair. And they don't even know about the conspiracy. They just knew that like, why would we trust a congressional hearing? They won't let the real truth out. And I was like, fair point. Because these are all like lobbyists. But all I'm saying is that like at least we had some hearings to talk about like a shadow government UAP program. They literally said they have a reverse engineering UAP program. So it's like that's not anecdotal anymore. That's witness testimony saved on like files.
Yeah.
You can like search up Immaculate Constellation,
Hmm.
right? Okay, so going back to it, the government started Project Stargate with Help It Off, and the first remote viewer that was signed on was Joe McMonagle, the 6-hour podcast that I sent you on. And then after that, realizing that people can remote view, they started to expand upon it to see like how, because there was a psychic component towards UFOs. So they're like, oh, let's train a group of remote viewers to work on piloting the UFOs. So it's like a spin-off of that psychic program.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Help It Off was like, yeah, this is what we did. And that's how they were calling in the UFOs and then shooting them down with EMPs. Okay. This is all like in public record. That's why they can talk about it. So it's like, how do you deny public record now? That's not anecdotal anymore. That's like all these experts are saying it's happening. They're like, I was a part of the program.
Hmm.
I did this. Like, did you finish the psychic one?
The kid,
The
the
kid,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how he was saying like they were brain scanning me, so as I went up, they were trying to map it out so that they can create a controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that makes total sense, of course, because you don't need a psychic anymore if you know the brain mapping and then can just shoot out a signal or something using it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So thoughts on that now. So thoughts on like psychic program, psychics, and like what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be the question. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah.
No, no. But first, like thoughts on psychics. What are your thoughts on psychics? You
Psionic
still don't
psychics?
believe it? Yeah, psionics. Yeah, yeah. I'm not talking about the James Randi type stuff because when you're saying it, I'm like, it's not that kind of psychic though. It's like a different kind of psychic. Like I know what you're talking about, like which is like, let me read your tarot cards and like, well, we don't know if that's true.
Well,
Like when you say it's
again, the
true,
problem is that it all fits into that same category, right? When you use the word
right, right, right.
psychic. Yeah.
Totally, totally. That's why I'm using psionics. So like psionics is what the government calls those people. And like that kid was only one of a bunch. Like I follow a bunch of them that are like, oh, we were part of the program. That's how Jake Barber started Skywatcher. He just took a bunch of those psionics and then started a private
He
company.
left. This guy left Skywatcher. That's what I heard.
Jake Barber?
No, 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 no. The
That
this
guy, yeah, yeah, yeah.
the kid.
Yeah, but he was saying it's because he doesn't believe that military should be running communication with an extra NHI. Because like if you're meeting an NHI, you don't want the first person to meet a military person.
But
Because that
isn't.
military person, yeah,
But what was their objective? Like their.
Skywatcher,
Yeah.
to reproduce what the government was doing, which they did do. You can see like the only thing that they didn't do was land a craft. Their big thing that they were trying to do was like land a craft without shooting it down. But they did make them appear. Like you can see it on YouTube. There's like different crafts that appeared. Although like you're like, oh, how come it's fuzzy? How come it looks weird? They're saying it's the distortion. Like when you're bending space time, it's sort of like refraction of water.
Hmm.
You know when like you see like a fish in water, it's like, oh, it looks distorted. That's what they're saying. Like the craft is enveloped in some sort of like space time thing. So when you're taking a photo of it, you're like the light's refracted. So it's like it comes out blurry. That's why you can't take a clear picture of UFOs unless they've landed and turned off their like force field type thing.
Right. Okay.
Like whatever that thing is, like whatever they're using to traverse, like that's why they're trying to land the craft, but they didn't land the craft.
Are they
Yeah.
still doing it?
No, no. They took all. So what happened was they took all of. I think they ran out of money. So like there was some internal stuff that happened. They took all of the data though. Like Gary Nolan is currently peer reviewing it. He's running it through a peer review process so that it's not negatable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Sure.
Like yeah, because Gary Nolan's like the top cancer researcher, so he comes from a very strict academic background, and he wants to make sure that like when he puts the paper out, people can't like negate it.
Hmm.
And people are like, how come it takes time? He's like, guys, you know how long it takes me to write a cancer paper that's non-negatable? Like it takes years.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they have the information, and he's like, from the data that he's seeing, he's like, yeah, it's undeniable. But like to make something that can be peer reviewed, it's gonna take time. He
Yeah.
has to like
Yeah.
write it. Yeah. So going back to it, what do you think about the psionics? We won't call them psychics, just psionics.
I still need. I need to see it.
Okay, so all right. So I was hoping you would say that because I think that what it is ontological shock. I think that that's what it is because like you can give somebody all the information in the world. I'm like, it's not anecdotal. It's witness testimony. Um, all these people are saying it. You have all this like information, whatever, whatever. Like if you pair that with something similar, which is like, oh, they found the life on Mars,
Yeah.
right? Remember they're like, oh, we think we found life on Mars, but you're like, I don't know. Like you're not, I don't know. You're like more likely to believe it,
Hmm.
right? Okay, because it's publicly accepted, and I think that that's the ontological shock that people are talking about. Because I've been confused by this. I'm like, how come some people can't, like, what, like, why won't I can show you all the evidence in the world, but you're like, show me, and I'm like, why are you like that? Like, why are people like that? You know?
Hmm.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's ontological shock, which means like your worldview is like locked in to something that you believe, right? And I'm putting something that's outside of your worldview. And the only way you'll expand your worldview to let that thing in is like you need to touch the thing
Oh yeah, yeah,
because it'll break.
yeah, yeah. Because what they're doing is extremely different than what's normal, right? So
Yes,
you'd have to show it to really prove it, right? So,
and that's the middle. But that's the middle I was talking about,
hmm.
where it's like, for me, I'm like, you're all saying it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna deny hundreds of military officials, hundreds of videos. You've already shown me that you have declassified videos, bro. Like, how much more do you need? You know?
Yeah.
And just like those affluent investors, they're like, okay, well, the tea leaves are reading in this direction,
Hmm.
you know? And but it's the middle. It's like we don't want to break our worldview. It's like psychological safety.
Right. Okay.
Would you agree? Would you agree? You know what I mean? It's like psychological safety. Like I cannot let this be true
Oh no, no, I
unless
don't
it's
think it's necessarily
forced.
that.
No. But it is. I'm giving you like overwhelming evidence. It's overwhelming. The only thing is just that you haven't touched it.
Hmm.
But you not that you haven't touched it, but like you're like, well, no credible expert has touched it. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson now is changing his story, right? But but you're like, still not enough.
Changing the story on what?
He literally was like, all of this is just like fake. It's just
Oh no, no,
pure
no,
data.
no. We're not talking about. No, he. I'm not saying he's not talking about psionics. He's only talking about UFOs,
Right? No,
right?
no, no. Right. No, no. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. Follow me. When this thing started, it was about craft.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, bro, crafts aren't real, bro. And now we've moved the goalpost a little bit. We're like, crafts are real. And now the second question is, who's in the craft? Who's piloting the craft? How does the craft work?
Hmm.
Right? So now we're moving the goalpost a little more. And it's like, but you're back where the original goalpost was. Like you were like, I don't believe these craft exist. And overwhelming evidence. Okay, cool. Now they exist because like publicly people like craft exist. But now I'm like, okay, the next step is how do you pilot the craft? So pilots are
Oh, that's
coming
not.
out
I
and
don't think that's what he believes. That's not what he's saying.
no. Wait, hold on. What I'm saying is Neil deGrasse Tyson is like the middle. Okay, so it's like we'll believe it when there's a crazy amount of evidence, even though before then there was evidence, but he just refused to look at it. He was just saying stuff like, yeah, it's just like blurry camera footage. Oh, it's like there's probably like a speck on the camera. Oh, it's like a psychological thing. He was saying that in the beginning when they're like, bro, there's crafts. We have videos, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then now that the government came out with all that stuff, he's like, okay, now that the government's saying it, even though they've been saying it already, like those videos that you see that are logged, those are old videos. Like people in the UFO space are like, oh, these aren't even new
Hmm.
because of Jeremy Corbell. So now that the public consciousness, the psychological safety has moved towards craft are okay to talk about and they're real, the next step is this, psionics. And that's the next step we need to get to,
Sure.
right? But you're like, I don't want to believe, just like you didn't believe the craft were real. Now
No, I
the
never said
goalpost
the.
has moved.
No, no, I don't think. Okay, I don't know what that means by
No,
crafts are not
I
real.
no, if
No,
you
I
go
said
back,
that
no,
UAP is real in the sense that it's unidentified. We don't know what it is, right?
no,
As you said, like 99% of them are just normal stuff. 1% is not,
no.
right?
They're ARVs, alien reproduction. Not that they're normal. They're alien reproduction vehicles. We know that they're triangle crafts. We know that they're orbs. We know that those things. We know that there are crafts.
Hmm.
We know that there are literally discs. You've seen them. They've declassified them on the websites,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's like we all like the UFO space knew that was real, but like the public people didn't want to accept that until the government was like, here's the 3 tranches of videos we have.
Hmm.
Now you're like, okay, you've given us the tranches. But now what I'm saying is if you just follow the line of thought, it's like who's piloting the craft?
Hmm. Right.
Isn't that the next like isn't that the obvious next step?
Yeah, if it's aliens
So
or
you have
not,
craft.
right?
Right, exactly. Right. So you have crafts out there. Okay, we've already taken that bridge. We're like, okay, everyone acknowledges that there are crafts out there.
Unidentified
Okay,
crafts. Yeah.
unidentified crafts. But the way that they're moving is it breaks our known physics. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Michio Kaku said it. Everyone's saying it, bro. It's breaking our physics. Okay, so what's the natural next question? Who owns these crafts, bro? How are you piloting it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the bigger story behind the craft? Okay,
Yeah.
that's the natural next step, right? Or no? Is there another question that you want answered before the craft? So we know we've all acknowledged, hey, there's some crafts out there that are breaking our physics. What's the natural next question? Whose are they?
Sure.
Or is there another question that you're like,
I don't think so. Unless,
yeah, it's just
sure.
whose are they and they're piling it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if we just look at the way we got to the first answer, which is, hey, all these people are saying crafts exist, right? Now people are coming out as, hey, I'm a pilot for those crafts.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm like, if you're all saying you're pilots, how are you piloting the craft? And they're
Right.
like psionics. So I'm just like, okay, psionics must be real because like, what is the other answer? Right or wrong? Do you see my logical train of thought there where it's like, I'm not like blindly saying psionics are real. I'm saying, hey, there's a bunch of pilots that are saying they're piloting the craft and they're saying they're using psionic abilities to pilot the craft.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Or do you see like a logical flaw there?
No, you're saying there are some people are saying that, right? That's all you're saying.
A bunch of people, like a ton of people are saying it. They're all coming out now. Now that they've been like, hey, crafts are real. So now the psionics are like, it's my time to become famous. They're all just like, I was a part of the program. I was a part of the program. I was a part of the program.
Right,
And those are
exactly.
the
Yeah.
people I'm following.
Yeah.
But those are the people I'm following.
Right.
And they have literally like it's called like a DD-214. It's like they have a whole like a military track record that you can literally vet. So it's like you were in the program, you were there, and you're coming out saying I was piloting it through psionic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I'm like, therefore psychics must be real, because you're all saying
Psionics.
using psionics. Yeah, you're right. Because psychic has a bad term. It's just like UFO. I'm like, I don't like, because like in the UFO community, they're like, do you like UFO or UAP? And I was like, UAP, bro, because that's more scientific. You know, it's more accurate.
Sure.
Just like psychic, I'm like, I don't know, like we're not levitating. Maybe you can, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like levitating this coffee cup with my mind. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like you guys are saying there's a weird connection with your brain and the craft, and you're making it move.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then I'm like, when they explain how to do it, they're like meditation. I'm like, okay, so what does that mean, bro?
Right.
And that's where I'm at now. That's why I'm like, dude, psionics are real. Like psychics are real. We just need to. We just need to follow down the
Psionics.
path.
Keep saying psionics.
Psionics. Yeah, sorry. Psionics. I don't. Why we don't know about psychics, bro? Like I don't like you guys.
Psychic is
like,
too much of a
bastardize the word.
broad term. Yeah.
You guys bastardize the word, bro. Like, you know, like Jean Grey type of thing. I don't know if that's real, bro. But all I know is that there is some intangible that's allowing you to pilot the craft only because all of you guys are saying that's how you're doing it.
Mm.
You know what's crazy? They're all saying, yeah, it's the Stephen Greer CE5 method.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
we're all like, remember I was like, how come nobody's talking about Stephen Greer, bro? And then all these pilots are like, yeah, we're using CE5. I'm like, oh my, so Stephen Greer was right again.
Mm.
You know, it's like, okay, so what do you think? What do you think about that? Do you follow my train of thought now? Like,
Yeah,
why
yeah,
am I
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude,
Of
psychics
course.
are real, bro. Like, it has to be real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, psionics are real.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't know, like, but you can download the app too. I am too afraid to do it.
Which app?
Stephen Greer, the CE5 app.
Why are you
Stephen
afraid?
Greer.
Just do it.
No, you do it, bro.
No, I don't believe in it. So you're the one that believes in it.
Well, but you said that psionics are real.
No. I'm saying like I don't know if that's real.
What, oh, so you still don't believe psionics?
No. I'm not saying psionics or not. I'm saying that whatever they're trying to do is real or not. What does the app do?
Teaches you how to fly a UFO.
Yeah. So shouldn't you do it to prove it?
Nah, bro. No. That's too too dark for me.
Okay, why
Because
can't Stephen Greer do it and show it?
oh no, he does. He does do it. No, he does it. He does it with all these people. He has so many videos of people doing it and showing orbs. Bro, they're like that's why I'm like, yo, just look in the literature. They literally have conferences where they do this and they bring in orbs. Chris Bledsoe is another one that does it. Like it's so common. They're all and all the pilots are like at C5. Like what Stephen Greer is doing is literally what the government is using to call in the crafts.
Mm.
But so basically what it is like I'm going to tell you the dark side of it. So like the way Stephen Greer does it is you meditate and you focus on love, the feeling of like love and affection, and then you're like, hey aliens, I'm open to being seen. Please show yourself to me. And then the crafts will appear, like orbs and stuff. Like sometimes like entities will materialize and all that stuff. Again, all the psionics are like that's how you do it. You like use love, and like love or fear. We haven't like Stephen Greer was talking about this, and basically what they do to these psionics, and the guy didn't talk about it on this podcast, but a lot of a lot of psionics will talk about it. They drug you, so they give you like
Who? Oh,
dopamine, heroin, like they're just giving you like chemicals to make you enter that state. And that's the dark side of this whole thing. It's like they're not like meditating like la 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 like Stephen Greer is. They're literally like drugging you and forcing you into the state.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the dark side because like you can use like fear is a strong pull and also love is a strong pull. So whichever one they're going to use. So they were literally kidnapping. Now that you understand the psionic component, Michael Herrera, who they tried to get in Congress but they were blackballed, he stumbled upon them taking a bunch of people into a UFO craft. Okay, he's like, dude, what the hell is this? And it was during like one of these like tsunamis that happened in Indonesia. And then what it turned out was they were rounding those people up because people who are in third world countries have a stronger psionic component. So they were taking them and then they were going to, again, drug them and use them as like joysticks for UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to get into that. But the guy, the kid that you saw, he like alludes to it, but he doesn't want to say it outright because it's like, that's like really dark.
Well, technically it happened to him, right? Sort of.
Yeah, you talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't really go in. He wasn't like, yeah, I was in a room full of people and getting drugged.
No, he
Like,
didn't. Yeah, he didn't do that.
alludes
But everything that happened to him was when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think recently it came back or something. I can't remember.
Came back? What does that mean?
Because like he said he was like doing this. He was working for the government like 3 years ago or something. The kid thing was like a time in his life, and then like he came back as a psychic as an older person because like his memories came back or something.
But he didn't do anything for the government, though. Did he?
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
I think it was all as a kid that he's
Skywatcher?
getting all his memories back.
Oh, okay. But then he went on for like Skywatcher. Was that maybe like 3 years ago? I can't remember when he said.
Well, he went on to the Skywatcher, yeah, but he wasn't with Skywatcher during that.
The kid stuff. Yeah.
No. Like after the kid stuff. This is like when he starts getting my memories back. That's where I think some journalists brings him to.
When was he doing the thing about like mapping his brain as a joystick?
As a kid. I think that was a kid.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. Because I don't think they're mapping his brain in the Skywatcher.
No. He said the government was mapping his brain.
Yeah, that was probably as a kid. All these tests, all the things that happened to him were as a kid.
Okay, and that's the thing too, because when you're a kid, you're more predisposed to being psychic or psionic, because like you're more open to realities. Because I'm pretty sure he's the one who said it. If you don't believe it's real, it won't work. You have to. There's a component of believing you can do it.
Oh yeah.
Right, which makes total sense. It's like, remember when I used to break bricks, like EMA time, and like they were like, you have to believe you could break the brick.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took me being like, oh, it's physics, blah, blah, and I could shatter bricks, like, nonstop. Because, like, now I had the confidence to be like, yeah, I can do it, right? Whereas before I was like, I couldn't break a brick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's, like, follow through or something. There's, like, something stopping you from, like, completely.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For, like, brick breaking, it's like, it'll not work. So, like, right before I hit, it's like, I'll pull back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe it's, like, for them, it's like, if you have any component of not believing it's real, like, you'll stop yourself from doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like you saying, yeah, I don't believe in it, so the CE5 thing won't work for me or like whatever.
Yeah.
But like for me, I'm like that opens is a can of worms basically because like so there's called a hitchhiker effect where if you engage too much with the phenomenon will start following you. And I'm like, bro, we can't be. I'm already afraid of scary movies, bro. Like
Yeah, but this is what
we can't
makes
be
people
doing that.
not do it then, right? This is the
No. There's a ton of people. No, because they're like it's a beautiful experience. Like they're like engaging with the phenomenon is beautiful. But for me, I'm saying I've watched too many scary movies that I'm just like, I
no.
don't
But
know, bro.
if
Like,
all but Stephen Greer says all the aliens are good, no one's bad.
yeah, but okay, sure, but maybe that's why I want to do baby steps because I do want to go to the Monroe Institute and I want to learn how to remote view. Because like, okay, well, you have like they say like everyone walks away learning how to remote view. He attributes it to bowling. He's like, I can teach you how to hit the pins, right? Like if we have like one day, it's like a week long session. If if within the week you'll be able to hit the pins like in bowling,
Hmm.
but to be like to keep getting like strike after strike after strike, that takes like practice. But you can hit the pins if you
Sure.
just come.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me see what that is because it's connected. Like maybe that'll be another jump that I can make. Like maybe I will end up doing C5 one day if I can hit the pins. And I understand what this is because I just don't want to like go into something. It's like when you're like rock climbing, you're like, I don't know if I could send that, bro. And then like I
Sure.
was doing this like really tall rock climbing face, and like France was like, "You can't do it," and I'm like, "Dude, I could do it." And then I got halfway, I looked down, and I was like, "Oh crap, it's high, bro." And then I started to crawl back down. I was like, "Oh, it's scary." And then like I looked up and I was like, "No, I could do this, bro. I could do this. Just don't look down." So I like sended it twice in a row because I was like, I knew I could do it, but looking down like freaked me out. So like
Mm.
maybe it's like that. I don't want to I don't want to fall, you know. Like I don't know. Like what if something crazy happens to
No,
C5?
sure.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
No. Yeah. You take your own baby steps
Like there's
towards your thing.
orbs around me all the time. I'm like, bro, I'm like surrounded by orbs. Like I don't know, you know. Like
Sure. Yeah.
I'm cool if they do it, but I don't want to do it. But everyone that's done it, like they're like, yeah, it's totally you can do it. Like Demi Lovato's done it. Like in terms of famous people, Tom DeLonge's done it. It's not hard to do allegedly.
Mm.
I'm just scared. So unless you want to do no, even if you do it with me, I'll be like, I'll let you do it, bro. I don't know. There's something like with a
But it's not even gonna show up from me because I don't believe it.
yeah. Well, all right. So believe it, and then practice the C5, bro. Like I don't know. But you okay? What don't you believe? You don't believe the Psionic aspect? You don't believe the CE5 protocol? You believe in
Uh,
psionics? Do you believe in psionics? Question mark.
sure. Yeah.
With all the pilots, it's like I don't know what it is. It's not psychic. Like I'm not talking like Jean Grey type of
Yeah. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like there's something like communication. I don't know what it is, bro. But like
Yeah. Yeah.
you're all
No.
saying the same
No.
thing.
Yeah. 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 I think you can still fly things if you like. You know how they just put like things on your head.
But they don't do that though. But that's not how they're doing it.
The CE5
There's
stuff.
yeah. They're literally just like you just meditate, and then you can like how he described it, right? Like you lock onto the craft and it looks like picture in picture. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean, bro? But like you're all saying the same thing.
Mm.
So it's like, okay,
It's
there's something
interesting.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. People. Yeah. But I don't know if it's real.
Okay, wait. So okay, hold on, wait. You're saying like yes, but no. So like
Oh no.
that's
I'm
not
saying like how people believe in a lot of religious stuff. Like they can see something, but
okay, but
it could be
they're
in.
they're tangibly flying craft.
Yeah, yeah, no, I've seen that where he, it was like a what do you call that? Flash thing? No, not a flash thing. Flare or something.
What? Oh, the Stephen Greer thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about Stephen Greer, bro. We're talking about psionics, like just psionics.
Yeah, but it's the CE5 stuff. All these people were doing it with
That's
Stephen
what they're
Greer, though,
saying.
right? Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on, wait. No. Psionics work for the government. They don't talk to Stephen Greer. They're not. Stephen Greer hates the government. He's not a part of this program. Okay.
Right. Right.
Psionics work for private industry, and they're running their own protocols.
Hmm.
And then those people that defected, who were psionics, they're just like, how's Stephen Greer? Oh, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like Stephen Greer didn't come to them was like, let me teach you guys how to fly this thing. The government was like figuring out their own way to fly it, and then when the psionics defected, they saw Stephen Greer's thing and they're like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jake Barber said that. He's like, Jake Barber was actually, he was tasked by private, he actually openly admits this. Jake Barber was tasked with private military, private corporations to take down Stephen Greer. Like he went to his conference to take him down. And then when he went to the conference, he heard like, oh, wait.
Was there some other conference that happened recently that Stephen Greer
watch that
was
one,
not
yeah,
liking that one? Some UAP thing.
He had his own national press club.
No, before that. I think it was like the previous weekend or the
hearing?
weekend before. Yeah, not the hearing.
Yeah, the hearing. It's like in front of the Capitol. And like Anna Polina was there, Tim Burchett, David.
No. That is a press conference.
Yeah, press conference. Yeah.
No. There was something else after that.
Just the National Press Club. That's what Stephen Greer. He like posted that.
Maybe I'll show you later.
Okay, I didn't see the National Press Club though. I didn't even know it was on YouTube, but yeah, he had like a whole thing where more whistleblowers came out and like whatever. Basically, what Stephen Greer is saying is that what he's releasing is like years ahead of what the government's releasing, and that's true because every time I look at what's now being publicly disclosed, it's like, dude, Stephen Greer said that, and Stephen Greer said that that would be the case.
Mm.
So you see what I mean? I'm like, it's tracking. So now I'm like, okay, the only one that seems to be like on point every single time is Stephen Greer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's calling them before they happen.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm like, there must be something there.
Mm.
Okay, let's go back to the psionic thing because like I'm really so curious. Like, so the psionics have nothing to do with Stephen Greer. Okay.
Okay.
Stephen Greer is running his own protocol, and when the psionics leave, they go, that's a similar protocol to what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so now do you believe in psionics? Not talking about C5, talking about psionics.
Yeah.
Because like if they're in the government, they're like, right? It's like so logical. Of course they're
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's some weird psionic thing that's happening. Okay, they're not plugged in. It's just like some sort of meditation thing, but they're just like, okay, that's weird. And like all of ancient history has talked about meditation being the secret, and like, so it's like maybe it was just a part of our superpower before. I don't know. Okay, now CE5. Do you think that's real? Because the psionics independently were like, we're doing our own thing, and then they saw Stephen Greer's thing, and they're like, oh, that's what we're doing. But we don't call it CE5. We call it something else.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Can you make that jump? Where it's like C5 must be real because the psionics are all saying that's what we're doing. We just don't call it C5.
Sure. Yeah, if that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So now you could do the C5 protocol.
Okay.
Right? Because you said like, oh, I didn't believe it, so it won't work. But it's like now you must believe it because like you.
No, but do you
understand
have
the
to
train of
believe
thought
it that it's aliens, or do you have to believe?
No.
Oh.
They Stephen Greer's naming them. Like he's like, yeah, they're ETs from this civilization, blah blah blah, and they're like NHI. I'm like, bro, that's way too down the line. I'll wait for like the information, and then I'll be like, oh, Stephen Greer was right again. Like I haven't gone that far yet. Like I don't know where they're coming from because somebody like at the party, people were like asking me like, where do you think UFOs are coming from? Like, I don't know. I just know that they're real, and I know that psionics are how they're piloting them. Done. We need to wait for like more evidence. Like there are people who are saying a bunch of stuff. Like there's reptilians, there's grays, there's Nordics, and like maybe, but like
Yeah, I saw something where it was kind of funny, where like listing those out and then just matching it to like, well, they look like black people, they look like Asian people, they look like
really?
Yeah. So it's just like maybe just humans.
Dude, and that's the like. What do you mean, humans from the future or what?
No, like
Oh, it's just us
today. Yeah.
So like a breakaway civilization, or what do you mean?
No. I mean like the way that they look or they're described or they're imaged. It's just like if I look at it from like far away, like I could think that's a black person, right? Well,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
that looks like an Asian person.
But they were saying that those are the pilots of the crafts. Like those are the species of the pilots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are the species of the pilots. Yeah.
Right.
But like, again, it's like, who's piloting the craft, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that answer. I can't definitively say that. I'm just saying that crafts are real. Psionics are how they're piloting the craft.
Hmm.
Done. Like I don't know where they're from, who has them. There's not enough evidence yet to like definitively say that. There's a lot of again witness testimony, but it's like I don't know how credible that is. You know, when they say like, "Oh, I was taken onto a craft and they abducted me and took all," I'm like, that could have been a dream, bro. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, but there are craft. That's the only thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Um. Okay. What do you think now? Like like for me, I'll tell you my point of view. I'm wondering what you think. It's like to me this is more fun because now the universe isn't as defined as it was before.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like before we were like, oh, that's it. We're just like blah blah. Everything's figured out. Whatever, whatever. And now it's like, wait, craft. Wait, psionic. Wait, what? What else is real, bro? What are your thoughts? Are you like that too? Or are you like, oh, what else is real? Or are you just like,
Oh no, I never.
man, we have
No, I always thought the universe was interesting. I don't think that it was ever dull.
yeah, but do you think we have it all figured out or?
Oh no, I never thought we ever figured it out. Of course not.
Oh, okay, okay,
No, like you'd always learn more. So like even like just going into space, we're learning
mm.
new things about that. Like if we end up going to Mars, we're gonna learn a whole bunch of new
Yeah,
things that we
totally.
never even knew before, right? So science is never gonna end because we don't. There's no way we can know everything because we're only limited to what we know of now, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally,
As you
totally.
get more, it's not like experience. It's like different. Like it's never the same. It's always changing,
Yeah,
right? There may be like certain like even like we don't understand the black hole. Like that's like one of the biggest things that we can see in the space, but we have no idea like how those things work, right? There's a lot of things we don't know until we go there.
okay, okay. Now with that, so we're on the same page. Like the world is crazier than you thought. How can you just limit yourself to a storyline that everyone else is running?
What are you talking about?
Like like the generally accepted narrative to me is but that's so boring, bro. We've already played out that campaign, bro. I'm trying to figure out what other campaigns can we play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, get married, have a kid, get a house, get a dog, get a car, do it all over again. It's so repetitive. It's that's boring. I don't know.
Sure, in a way,
Or
yeah.
not. Like,
No, I think it always keeps changing. We say that it's repetitive, but this has only been for 100 years. Who had cars before?
oh, I see what you're saying. It's like we no, but remember as kids, it's like, well, this is the narrative you're spun. Like, go to university and get a job, blah blah blah. And then now you're seeing
Yeah, you're spun a
different
narrative.
ways.
Yeah, you're spun a story
Yeah.
or spun something that would be like they're thinking about your potential of future or safety of your future, right? But
Mm.
that just to normalize something. No one ever thought about an iPhone until that iPhone came and how that changed everything, right? Now you can get information so quickly. You never had that
Yes.
before. Yeah, that didn't
Yeah, yeah.
exist. Not even 100. Not really. Not even more than 30 years ago.
Right, 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 right. So do you think that it's psychological safety when people are just like, let's all run the same loop? Like,
In a bit, yeah,
keeping
yeah,
up,
of course, of course,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like keeping up with the Joneses, like, what is your kid up to? And then I'm like, I don't have any kids. I'm like, oh, that's weird. It's like,
No, no, I don't think it's
you know what I
that.
mean?
I think it's just a normal understanding of how if you have kids, this is how you look at the world, right? Because you're more about protective of your kids, what their future is. So you
I see
want
what
to
you mean.
have some normalcy, but you can't control all of that, right? Because no one ever thought about the iPhone. No one ever like this internet stuff. Like we don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 years, 5 years, right? What
But
that
then why do
future
we
is going to
sell
be.
why do we sell this idea then?
No, because this is just it's an
Psychological
evolutionary thing
safety.
as a method of protection. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. And it's like people who are not protective are weird. But it's like those are the people that are bro, you're caught up in the matrix. Like that's not real. This psychological safety game isn't real.
Hmm.
like you said, we didn't have an iPhone, and like we have ChatGPT now. Like when
Oh,
people
yeah,
are talking about like,
exactly. Yeah.
you know what I mean, and they're like, now there's a host of problems. Like a bunch of kids are like living too much online, and like,
Mm-mm.
you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Sure.
Yeah. You got to bounce? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. Just trying to watch the time. Yeah.
Oh,
I forgot to
okay,
mention that
okay.
earlier, but yeah.
Oh, should we wrap up now or?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I
Crazy, crazy time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been 2 weeks, right, since we talked, so.
I know. So I'm like Jones into like tell you all the crazy
Yeah, yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that
yeah.
I've been like thinking about. All right, yeah. We'll till next time, I guess. I don't know if I'm climbing next week, but I'll let you know during the
Sure.
week,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then we
that's no
can
problem.
connect.
Perfect.
Um, yeah. Okay. I just have one last yes or no question.
Sure.
Okay. Do you think that we are becoming weaker as a society because we have no examples of how to live? It's a lot of do as I say, not as I do now.
Weaker examples of knowing how to live?
Like they're like, oh, the next generation is like messed up. Like the Gen Z, whatever, whatever. It's like I would argue that if you're saying that they're messed up, that's a parenting issue, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like we just don't have a lot of people that are like we're so exhausted, like parents and stuff. Like they're so exhausted, their time sucked, like, you know, they're in a rat race. They're not like being the example. Like think about like hunter gatherer times. Like you're gonna go out with your father and you're gonna hunt and like they're gonna show you how to live and like this is what it means to be a man, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that we're losing that?
I don't believe in the sense that we're losing that because we were doing those things until we getting here. The reason that this all happened now, or like where we're at now, is every generation, or for their own kid, they want to make a life better, right? And this is where we're at now. So each generation is going to keep doing something for
Make it
their
softer and softer.
make it softer and softer. This is just, I don't know if it's necessarily softer, but like, in some sense softer, sure. Like it's not as hard life, right?
Yeah.
Not as hard of a life. So for your next generation, that's just going to keep going. That's why it's not like we can stay stuck at hunter and gather. If we were staying stuck at hunter gatherer, then we would never have any change. We would still be there right now.
Right. And do you think that
Is it?
this softness?
No, I don't. I don't think this. I don't think it's. This is just. I would say it's like a normal part of evolution.
Okay. Fair point. Yeah. I was gonna say yes, we are softer, and that's a conservative value. But what you're saying is like that's actually scientifically more appropriate. That's more anthropological. I agree. I agree with what you're saying. That makes more sense to me. Yeah. You're just trying to make it softer and softer for the next generation, just to like create that safety for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I know you gotta go. So till the next time we pod, take it easy, Vish.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
We had to jump back on because Vish had decided to Google what conservative and liberal meant, and we are not conservative. We are liberal, and just basically, do you have like a summary of like liberal and or you could
Well, it's like traditional values and kind of against rapid change, right?
oh for the conservative,
For the conservative, sorry. Yeah.
and then the liberal one is like you're into what free
Well,
market.
it's kind of like equality but human rights, but also your free capitalism or something like that.
Yeah, which we're pro capitalism. We just don't want like what do you call it? Interference.
Yeah, that's why that's left wing. Well, yeah,
And
yeah,
how come
less,
people?
yeah, less the interference from government kind of thing. Yeah, that's liberal.
So we're not conservative at all. How come the whole idea is like maybe it's just the narrative spun? Because if you look at the definitions, like no, wait, we're liberal, bro. But like I thought liberal was more like everyone kumbaya.
No, no,
And then
you
like
know who does that? You know why you thought that? Because that's the
why?
push. That's the push from the conservatives to redefine this word of
Oh,
liberal. So they put
yes,
everything in, but then you forget we have an NDP party, which is like more left wing.
yes. Okay. All right. So taking it back, as you grow older, you become more liberal, not conservative. Because I was like, wait, this is like the messaging is totally wrong here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We just had to add that addendum at the very end because yeah, I didn't want you to think we were like pro-conservative. It's like no, apparently it's liberal. All right. Cool.
Yeah,
just
that's
not
what I.
left wing, not
That's what
like,
I thought. Yeah, that's what I kept saying. I think we're liberal.
but we're not like what is it was like extreme liberal or NDP. You're saying,
Yeah, we're not NDP.
yeah, not like crazy like
Left wing.
cumbia.
That's left wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, next week or whenever.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.